Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Zebu Nation Plays Endless Space 2. That's right, this is going to be my new series going forward. The game was just released last Friday, but I haven't played it since then. We did do a series on the beta a couple of months ago, but a lot has changed since then. They've done a lot of improvements and things like that. So I thought I'd take a look at the regular version of the game, the released version, because sometimes I have a habit of not doing that. Like, I'll play the beta version a bunch, and then that'll sort of satisfy my need to play the game, and I'll just never play the released version of the game. So I figured I wouldn't do that with Endless Space. I'd give them a shot to show me what their full game looks like. So we're gonna do that here. I'm going to choose a new game type to play. I like playing larger games. I'm going to put it on hard difficulty. You can see in the background, or here in the background now, we've got sounds, we've got the music going on, so cool stuff is happening there. Galaxy density, I don't care about that per se. Galaxy size, colossal. 4 spirals, 8 spirals. Yeah, let's go with 8 spirals. Number of constellations, many. That's fine. I think with 8 competitors, so that's 1 for each race. Now, do I want to be one of the new races, or do I want to be my favorite old United Empire? I kind of want to be the United Empire, because that will help me stay involved in the game and help me enjoy the game more, just because I like them for whatever reason. I don't know, but I do like them. So they've got, like I mentioned, they've got some of the older races that they've had since the first game. So they got the United Empire, the Cravers, Voidyani, Lumeris, Sophons. I think the Lumeris are newer. I can't remember. I can't remember the first game, honestly. I played it a lot, but I played it as the Empire, and that was really the only race I cared about. So anyway, Cravers are sort of like planet-stealing guys. They come in and suck up your population. The Voidyani are similar. They're like space vampires. The Lumeris are like traders. The Sophons are scientists. Riftborn, they're one of the newer races that came out during the end of the beta, and they like come from some other dimension. There's like rifts in space that were eating up into their dimension, so they decided to put on like mechanical suits and join our dimension. So they're looking basically to carve out space for themselves and their population. The Unfallen are a brand new race. I guess they're the community created race. They're kind of weird. They're like tree people, and they're all connected to one central sort of branching hive mind in a way. They're like, I don't know, they're all connected through a root system of some sort. I didn't quite understand exactly, but they're basically, you know, tree people. And then you got the Horatio, which I took a look at in my beta series, and they're like the clones. They're all clone army of this one crazy dude. So there you go. And then the United Empire are sort of military, industrialist, kind of human dudes. So that's my jam. So that's what I'm going to go with. And let's start this game up. So this is if you didn't watch my previous series, you don't know anything about the Endless Space games. The developer, Amplitude Studios, they do a lot of strategy games, and they always have the Endless name to them. They have like Endless Dungeon and another Endless one. But these are 4X games, turn-based strategy type games. So there's going to be a lot of ships moving around maps and invading of planets and managing of our little empire that we're going to build. So it's cool stuff.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelivus, we have become a proud and powerful nation. It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek our destiny among the stars. Imagine the future that we can build. We shall construct great fleets, send them out to make great discoveries, and through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy. We will discover new sciences and new life. We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots. Together, we shall leave our mark on history. For together, we can become anything our hearts desire. Whatever the cost, whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
So there you go. That's our opening cinematic, sort of a Starship Troopers kind of vibe to it. And here's our little starting home system. As you can see, Pictor is the name of it. Alright, that's fine. You can rename the systems, but I don't think I will rename it. I can't think of a good name at the moment, so we'll leave it as it is. So we are currently residing on Pictor. No, we're currently residing on Rhea, is our name of our home planet. We've got 3 population here. Oh, we already have a new alien species, the Hisho. So they're militarists. They give us a little boost to our military party. And then we have our Imperials. I think we'll start with a colony right here on this monsoon planet. Why not? And then on each system, like I mentioned, I'll colonize this planet. So basically it allows you to turn this planet into a planet that you can use the resources, and you can have population on that planet and do kind of cool stuff. Then the other thing you do in your system, aside from just generate people and generate resources, is you build buildings and infrastructure that help you do things. So for example, this drone network is a very simple first building that I like to build, or first system that I like to build. And what this does is it increases food and production on your planet. You can see there it's got the costs and the effects and the upkeep. So I guess I'll run down all this stuff that you get. First of all, I'm going to turn down the music. I mean, that's just kind of out of control. It's kind of loud. I don't know if it was loud for you, but it was loud for me. So there we go. So each system has a certain amount of things. You have, as you can see here, food, production, dust, which is basically your currency, science, and influence. So influence helps your culture spread across the galaxy. Science helps you research new technologies, of course. Dust helps you buy things with money. Production helps you build things, and food helps you generate population. So there you go. So each thing has costs and benefits and values to them. So for example, building this drone network will cost me 160 production over 5 turns. Upkeep will be 2 dust per turn after it comes into being. After it's built, and then it adds plus 16 to our influence. So it's a good little thing. It's cheap. It's inexpensive. And then I'll add the cerebral reality, which will help me generate dust and science. Again, it'll cost 160 production over 5 turns. So this is the kind of stuff that this game is all about. It's about managing resources, building things, and flying around the galaxy, colonizing planets. And eventually you'll be getting into contact with other alien species and getting into wars and all kinds of cool stuff. It's what I like to do. It's cool, right? I'm gonna start a timer here so that we don't go on all friggin' day, because that's the thing with these kind of strategy games, is you can just play for hours and hours and hours and not realize what you're doing. So I'm gonna set a 30-minute timer, and away we go. So you can see we have our lonely little system here amongst this huge galaxy. But we haven't explored anything. We don't know what else is out there. So we have a couple of ships here. We have a settler, which is basically a ship that you use to colonize other planets. And then in the first Patriots Navy, here we have a patrol ship. It's not too difficult to work out what that might do. It's basically your scout, and its special feature is that it has probes. You can send probes in different directions, you know, to scout for other galaxies, or I mean other star systems, or you can use those probes in system to scout anomalies that are on planets that you've discovered. I'm going to save that though, because there are achievements that go along with that, and sometimes those achievements can help you move the storyline along. The other thing here is you see these little lines here. Each of these lines is sort of the gravity signature of another star system. So this is how races have developed interstellar travel, as they've discovered these gravity lines, and they're able to travel through them at faster than light speed so that they can get there quickie. Let's see. I think the first thing I want to do is not be on my settler. I do want to send a probe. I'll send a probe in this direction. Oh, and there's a Pegasus system right there, so that's cool. Then I'll send a probe in this direction, maybe? Yep. Not much there. And then I can send my scout ship this way. So that way, you know, I can scout everything out, you know, firsthand before I send my my ship someplace. Alright, so let's check out the Pegasus system here. Pegasus 1 is a huge ash planet, currently inhospitable. Pegasus 2 is a medium gas planet, also inhospitable. And Pegasus 3, large gas cold planet, equally inhospitable to the rest. So you can get technologies that will allow you to colonize these planets, but right now those do not look like good colony planets, so I'll leave my colony ship where it is. And we got a couple of other housekeeping tasks to take care of. First of all, heroes. Every empire needs its heroes. You can collect these guys, earn them in through different challenges. You can get them at certain academies, and they sort of generate automatically at some points as well. So each empire will end up with at least 3 or 4 of these heroes, but you can end up with many more if you go actively searching them. So this is our first hero. Dmitry Lenko has joined our empire. Let's take a look at old Dmitry here. The younger brother of the Emperor's personal bodyguard. Okay, Hadri Lenko. Dmitry decided to forge his own path away from his brother's rising star. Alright, so he is the brother of our trusted personal bodyguard. So he's a good dude. What is he all about, though? He is an Imperial, he is a counselor, he is an industrialist. So, Imperials, that's his race, which means he's basically human. Counselor, that's his hero class. They focus on resources and diplomacy. And then Industrialist, that's his political party. So he focuses on generating construction and production, I guess. Yes. So he doesn't have any skills at the moment. He's only level 1, but he is available to us, and he has his own personal starship, which is cool. So you can put these guys in fleets and have them fight alongside your main ships, and they give bonuses to whatever fleet they're in. Or you can assign them to planets, and they can use their skill to boost your planets. So since he is a counselor, you know, he could kind of do either. We could put him in a fleet and have him go do diplomatic missions. But for now, we're not real interested in that. So I'm going to assign him to a system. We currently only have one system, so we'll assign him there and let him boost up our system with his skills and talents and whatever. Alright, so that's that. We'll get rid of old Dmitry, and then...
Time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire. Usurpers have been vanquished, disagreements resolved, wars ended. The Empire is truly united. Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars, to bring your great civilization to other worlds, to impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Is it just me, or did that guy sound like Tom Hiddleston a little bit? Like Loki was reading that to me. Anyway, at the beginning of each game, whatever race you take, whatever empire you choose to build, there'll be this little story section where you'll go through a few story missions that'll kind of help you build your empire, help you get little bonuses and little stats and things like that. Sometimes you'll get heroes through these quests, or just resources or other things, but it's a cool little storytelling kind of thing to help you. It's basically like their tutorial in a way, but it's got a cool little narrative that you know, helps give a game like this some spice, basically. Let's see, anything else going on here? We have an idle fleet, which is our whatchamacallit over here, not our patrol ship, our oh no! I sent my settler off into the wild blue yonder instead of my scout ship. I better send the scout ship to catch up. The scout ship fired all of its... Okay, so he used up his turn firing all of his probes into the ether. So, okay, hopefully there's nothing too terrible at the end of that, like a pirate or something. If there's a pirate over here and he kills our first settler, that'll be terrible. So the last thing we've got to do here is check out our research. And so you get some research right off the bat. Like we have this research here, which is xenolinguistics. Grants us xeno-industrial infrastructure and things like that, so we can refine titanium right off the bat. That's good, and it's suggesting that we go after plasma metallurgy, which will allow us to capture Hyperium, which is another resource. So we'll follow their direction there. That's a good direction to go. So as I mentioned, this race, the Imperialists, they are very good at military and industry, so sometimes it's good to focus on those areas that they're good at and, you know, use that to your advantage. All right, so that's it for now. We'll end this turn, thrilling as it was. Go on to our next turn. So we've got 7 other empires out there doing the same thing that we're doing right now, starting up their first turn. So then we'll click this little button, which will move our fleets along their paths. Oh, and we discovered a new minor civilization. This is somebody I have not seen before. They weren't in the beta as far as I know. The Haroshems. Temperate space dietitians. Interesting. Minus 10% food consumption on a system. They're neutral. Interesting, interesting. So we can start negotiations with them. We can go to war with them. And basically, it depends on what race you are, what you want to do with these guys. Like, there'll be some races will want to, you know, sort of cannibalize these guys. Other races will want to, you know, steal their genes or whatever. But for us, we just want to sort of incorporate them into the empire. We're magnanimous that way. So we'll start negotiations, but I don't think we're going to have enough. Yeah, see, so what you need is, you need influence to be able to negotiate with these people, but we don't have enough influence to do anything. So we can take a look at them, I guess. One of the older races in the galaxy, the Haroshems, found a relatively stable evolutionary niche with their simple pacifist culture and relied on advanced agricultural techniques to ensure their species was always well fed and lacked one of the basic motivators for conflict. Ah, that's interesting. With younger, hungrier races stirring up and down the arms of the galaxy, however, this straightforward, peaceful approach to life will be sorely tested. So here's where the Empire, sort of, if you want to do role-playing or something like that, you can say, well, we'll invite these guys into the Empire, because we've got military and we've got industry. We can protect these guys. We can keep all of those other races at bay. keep them safe, and they can be our farmers, and they can farm for us and be pacifists. That's fine. They don't have to fight. We'll do the fighting. So, that could be very, very cool for these guys if they joined our empire, but currently we can't do anything for them. Let's see, we could trigger migration if we had a certain resource here, but we don't have that resource. We could start a war with them, which don't really want to do, but if we had the influence to do that, we could. We could assist them. So, each minor race will have something they want you to do, whether it's help them trade with someone else, or help them get rid of some pirates, or just acquire a certain resource. Who knows what? They're going to want something from you. And eventually we'll be able to click on this and see what they want. Or if you want to, if you have enough political clout, you can just, send your emissaries over there and tell them how great they are. And if you tell them how great they are enough, they'll eventually join your empire. But we can't do any of that right now, so we'll close and, we'll see these guys later. So here they are. They are in the Mira system. Let's take a look at the Mira system. Mira 1 is a medium lava planet inhospitable to life. Mira 2 is a medium savanna. It's colonized, so that's where they are. Mira 3 is a medium tundra, currently inhospitable. So it's only a 3-planet system. 2 of them inhospitable, 1 of them colonized. So we're not having good luck in terms of finding colonizable worlds here. So I'm going to send the colony planet, or the colony ship back. So Pegasus is uncolonizable. We're going to see what's down this leg here once our probe gets in order. But we don't have anything else to do this turn, so we'll end the turn. I could look on the wiki here and see what's up with the minor factions. I'm looking at the major factions here just to sort of remind myself what they're all about. But since we haven't come in contact with any of those, there's no real need to look at what they're all about at the moment. So there we go. We've ended that turn and started a new turn. Let's move our ships. So there they are, crossing. Our scout ship, I'm going to send him to Pegasus here. We need better engines on our ships so they can go a little faster. But right now, it's fine for right now. And that's another turn in the books. There's nothing really to do. We've got a couple of turns left. Well, we've got 4 turns left before we reach metallurgy. We got a few more turns left before any of our stuff is built. We have no contact with any of the other races currently. Alright, so the next turn is up. Anything? Anything? Nope, nothing of interest. So let's check on these guys again. Let's see if we... Okay, so now we can... Your relations with this minor empire are not good enough to execute this action. Okay, so let's send some diplomats over there. Use your influence to flatter key politicians, which will improve your relations with the faction. So we'll do that. So there we go. We used our 25 influence. Gained a little bit of praise with these guys. Now they've increased... They've made this a little more difficult than it was in the beta. In the beta, you just sort of hit this button 4 times, and then they join your empire. So now it's going to be a little more difficult than that. It looks like, we spent 25 influence and barely got anything going on here. So it's going to cost us a lot more to get these guys. So that's cool. Make it a little longer and a little more difficult, as it should be. As it should be. Alright, so we've discovered a new system down here, the Gemini system. First of all, let's move our ships. And now let's take a look at the Gemini system. There's our probe. Gemini 1, a huge gas-burning planet that is not hospitable at all. Next up is Gemini 2, a tiny ocean planet that is colonizable. It's got unknown life form and subterranean. It's got 3 titanium deposits, so that's good. Gemini 3 is a large gas cloud. Large gas cold, sorry. Gemini 4 is barren and inhospitable, so that's no good. But we do have 1 colonizable planet, so that's something to worry about. There's more systems there. Look at that. So in the beta, all of your systems were closed off. I don't know if that's going to be how it is in the main game, if it's going to be more everything's connected, and that will mean more pirates, more contact with other races. So that's a little bit more dangerous than it was in the beta. But still, we have a colony world available there. I'm going to save it for now until... Try to send my scout ship this way. Nope, not yet. Alright. So let's see, we got one idle fleet. That's fine. So 3 turns until metallurgy. So we'll end that turn and keep going. Yes. Oh. So we have some new stuff here. So here's our little narrative quest that we've got going. Chapter 1, A Hidden Rebellion. If you saw my beta series, we went through this, so it'll be interesting to see how they change this up. So it's like a knife through your heart. You joke, Hadri, you say, knowing that Sheridan never jokes. He shakes his head. The weapon signature leaves no doubt. You stare out at the starfield, anger growing. A United Empire fleet fired upon by a fellow UE vessel of obsolete design. How old? 25 solar cycles at least, Your Imperial Majesty. We think there must be an outpost out there somewhere. The knife twists. There's no reactionary rebellion. This is something fomented decades ago, meticulously planned, kept hidden with a military-like focus. Boy, this is a lot of text to be reading. Do I want to read this whole thing? I guess I'm in for a dime, in for a dollar, right? Let's see. Few would possess the courage, the resources, the sheer iron will to see through such an undertaking. Who would do such a thing? You thought the uprisings were a thing of the past, crushed forever when you disposed of the Duke Antov and finally united the Empire all those years ago. Your heart chills. Could Lena, bitter, ungrateful Lena, have such a diabolical plot? Or maybe it was Hadri, so-called first protector Hadrilenko, so near and yet so far from the seat of power. Or perhaps it was Petra Manzukic, she who could trace her line to the great Mazari clans who lusted over greater power. No, 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 this way lies madness. They are all loyal subjects. I will find the perpetrator slowly, methodically. You cling to that thought, a lifeline in an ocean of dark musings. Hadri coughs. What is your command, Your Imperial Majesty? So, now that that's all over, we got 3 choices. We can intimidate, which means we need to reach 800 manpower. So basically, we'd build up our military forces to the point where we have 800 manpower. Or we can bribe. We can stockpile 600 dust in your empire, which that's going to take us a while to do that. I mean, 600 dust is more of like mid-game kind of currency, to have that much at one time just hanging around. It'll take us, maybe like 25, maybe even more turns to get that much money. And then explore 10 curiosities. This is what I like to do. I like exploring, and exploring 10 curiosities isn't so bad. So that's why I held off exploring until something like this came along. So if we explore 10 curiosities, we get the reward of daily slogan, an empire improvement, utilizing insights from pioneer psychology by carefully determining the content and the time and day of the slogan. Outposts enjoy enhanced rates of growth. So plus 20 food on outpost transfers. All right, so that's an interesting sort of obscure reward, but it's probably because it's the easiest one to get. Punisher drives. Interesting. So they've added different rewards too. Reward outpost traders reach. What is that? So do we get a new outpost or something? Doesn't say what that reward is. That's intriguing to me. So each choice, in the beta, you got the same reward either way, as far as I remember. So now they've got different rewards for different things you do. So the easiest to do gets you sort of the least reward. And then if you take the military angle, you get a military reward. So you get Punisher drives, an Empire improvement, building on Rebel insights into engine power management algorithms. All fleets existing and future will enjoy increased weapons damage as additional energy is diverted to weapon systems at the point of firing. Plus 10 damage on ships, so that's pretty cool. Helps you out without having to research that technology with your science. But reaching 800 manpower. It's not too difficult to do, I don't think, but it would divert all my resources towards military, and I like to focus early game on industry. But getting that much dust will take a lot, so I'll just do the locate and move the storyline along by getting the curiosities. Alright. Better to keep this matter private or else be made a laughingstock. Sending a small fleet to locate and deal with the rebel outposts discreetly and efficiently is the right response. Done. Okay, so I think if I had chosen the bribery one, I would have gotten that rebel outpost. Well, I don't know what it would have given me. Maybe a new colony or something? Probably a colony. But anyway, I chose the exploration one, so we can start that next time. Alright, production. We've colonized Pictor, so that's cool. Now we're working on the drone networks. Excellente. Let's move our fleets. And there's our scout ship. Oh, we discovered Iris. Ooh, listen to that hum. So it's just a solar nebula, nothing there of much value, but if our influence gets high enough that we take over this system with our influence, because we can't put colonies there, but if our influence from neighboring systems envelops this system, we'll get an extra 50 dust, so that'll be helpful. But for now, no good. So with that being said, we got no colonizable planets here or here. I'm going to send my colony ship down to Gemini and start building the one colony that we know we've got access to. So we'll take our settler, go down there. Let's check in with these homeboys. Nothing we can do yet. We got to get another 55 influence before we can talk to those guys again. So there we go. Oh, there's the nebula discovered. Okay. Good for us. Let's end the turn and keep on rolling. I saw the new Quake beta. Is it a beta? Is out. I saw some people playing it live on their stream. I guess it did have a what do you call it, a ban where they couldn't show gameplay or anything like that, but I guess that ban has been lifted, so I've seen some streamers streaming it, so that's cool. I haven't played Quake in I don't know how many years. I think the last time I played Quake, it was a single player game. Like, that's how long ago I played it. Anyway, Quake 1 I think was a single player. Anyway, alright, so I need 10 anomalies. There's 3 there, 2 there, 2 there, 1, 2, 3, and there's 4 there. Anyway, I can keep on looking. So I think first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send a probe this way. And then I'll send this ship. Send this ship this way. There we go. I should probably build another patrol ship. But first, I'd like to build a better patrol ship. So the cool thing about this game is you don't just get the ships they give you, you can actually design your own ships within reason. So each race has its own sort of templates for ships. Right now we only currently have 2 templates. We have the Karga class and the Zoila class. The Karga class is the colony ship, so you can design a different, better colony ship, I guess. I never do that, but you could if you wanted to. And then the Zoila class is the scout ship, so you can design a better scout ship. And honestly, we need a better scout ship, because currently this scout ship is pretty garbage. It has no weapons, no defense, no nothing. All it has is, I think, it just has the probe launcher. So we can build our own. We can take a look at here at the different modules. Take a look at the weapon modules here. We have lasers, plasma beams, torpedoes, and slugs. So slugs, each weapon has optimal ranges and different damage and all that kind of stuff, and different damage types. So you got like physical damage and energy damage, and then you've got, you know, range bonuses and things like that. So the slug weapons are kinetic damage. They only do 6 points of damage per second. They're optimal at short and medium ranges. Then the lasers also do 6 damage. They're effective at short range, but they're optimal at medium and long. Plasma beams are short range only, and torpedoes are medium and long range only. So depending on what kind of ship you want to build will be the different weapons that you choose. So if you want to choose a long range ship, like one that will just stay out of range and fire lasers or torpedoes, you can do that. Or if you want a close range ship, have you know, plasma beams and kinetic slugs. It just depends on how you like to fight. Now, early in the game, I like to go with long range. So I'm going to give my ship here, going to give them a laser turret. And I think I'll give them a laser turret and a slug cannon. Just to be a little bit more versatile, because a slug cannon can shoot at long range, but, you know, it's just not the greatest. I would give it a torpedo, but those are limited to medium and long range only. And I don't know, that just seems a little limited for a scout ship. Anyway, I'm going to take a drink of something here. There we go. Drink of tea. Now, for each of these weapon systems that you add on here, it adds to the cost and how much it's going to take. So right now the construction cost is 76 production. Upkeep is 4 dust. Empire. Okay, so this is my current resources. I have 169 dust. So that's fine. We're in the positive in dust, so that's good. Now we can give it some defenses. You can see each of these modules here can only handle certain types of weapons or armor. So the 2 that I put there can only handle weapons. This one can only handle defensive systems. This one can handle defensive systems or generic support modules is what they call them. And this one can only handle support modules. So for that one on the back, you can either put probes or engines. We'll put engines up there. And then for this one here, we're going to give them some probes. And then we might as well give them defense here, give them some basic hull plating. So this is a very, very decked out ship. It'll cost 139 production, 7 gold for upkeep. There's our timer right there. So we'll name this ship. What will we name this ship? The basic ship is Scout. So we'll name this the Pioneer class. Pioneer class. So there we go. We'll create that ship. And there we go. We now have the Pioneer class available. So let's go to our system here. We'll build a Pioneer class. It's going to take us 11 turns to build that because we got to build the drone networks and cerebral reality first. But, you know, that's something to look forward to. So there you go. There's our little empire right now. We've got we've got 2 worlds in this one system that we've colonized. Got our colony ship going down to Gemini. We got these little farmer dudes here, the Harishams, that we're going to negotiate with. And then we're going to build a new scout ship and have some fun. So there you go. Turn 1. Well, not necessarily turn 1, but the first episode of Endless Space 2 is in the books. And hope you enjoyed it. I like these games, so maybe you will too. You can give it a try now. It's on Steam and other places. I think it's PC exclusive, so I don't think you can get it on Xbox or PlayStation or anything like that. But yeah, if you enjoy the game, check it out. If not, you can just watch me play. So until then, until next time, see you later. Bye-bye.